Hi everyone and welcome back to another Tech Talk. In today's episode we're going to be looking at the Clover 10 handheld electronic magnifier.
Tech Talk, Clover 10 HD.
So here we are with the Clover 10 from SiteCare. This is a 10-inch handheld electronic magnifier. 10-inch screen which tilts up at an angle toward you, and there's some buttons along the front surface and a power button on the side, and also some more buttons on the side. There's quite a lot of buttons on this one altogether. Let's go ahead and turn it on here. I'm going to hold down the power button and we should see it start up. Starts pretty quickly. There's a SiteCare logo, the manufacturer, and here we go, and we have the image on the screen.
Basic features.
Nice clear image here. We are using the white text on a black background at the moment. And we have all of your normal features that you would expect. Different colors, magnification, the ability to freeze the image. So let's look at magnification first. The increase and decrease are around the center of the device's control panel. Hit the increase and we zoom in, no surprises there. Hit the decrease and we will zoom out. Very nice range of magnification, and with the 10-inch screen we can fit quite a lot of text on there at the smaller magnification level, so that's always a nice feature. Makes reading larger amounts of text a little bit easier and more comfortable. To the far left of the control panel here, we have the button which changes colors, bright, high contrast colors, and we've got all the usuals, you know, yellows and blues and whites and blacks and so on and so forth. So you can easily find one which works well for you. And of course we also have regular color for when you want to look at pictures and things like that. There's really quite a few different colors available here. We have got reds and greens. There we go, we're back to the white on black. Now, one of the features I do like with this is that we have a dedicated button to take us instantly back to regular color, and that's located on the far right of the control panel. Hit that. Now we're in the regular color mode. There's my finger. Colors are a little bit washed out, not the best color reproduction I've seen, but certainly not bad at all. And this is high definition, so we do get a nice clear image. And if we hit the color mode button on the far left again, we'll go straight back to whatever high contrast color we had previously been on. In this case, it was white on black. Some of the other features, there is a button on the right side of the device, and that one will take a picture. So let's go ahead and hit that. And now we've frozen the image on the screen, and if we move the device, it doesn't matter because this is just an image now. We're not actually doing live magnification. Hit that same button again and it will unfreeze that image. So that's something that we commonly see on this type of device. On the left side, something that we don't always see, we have a button to turn on and off line markers and windowing, and these are useful features to help us to read if we need higher levels of magnification. So if I press the button once, we get a red line on the screen, and we can position the line of text that we're reading on the red line, and then as we read we can make sure that that line of text stays on that red line, so we know that we haven't drifted to a different line in the document. Some people find this very useful. And one of the things I like about this device, and one of its unique features, is we have this little joystick right in the center of the control panel. It actually does quite a few different things. One of the things it does is move the line marker, and so when we have this horizontal line we can move it up and down using the little joystick. If I press the line marker button again, now we have the vertical line, and this is for when you're reading columns like a newspaper or magazine. And again, using the joystick we can push left and right to change the position of that line. If I press the line marker button on the left again, now we have windowing. Windowing basically blocks off all of the text except for a window in the middle again to help keep us focused on the line that we're currently reading. And with the joystick we're able to change the position of that windowed area, and also the size of it as well. Make it larger and make it smaller. And finally we have again windowing, but this time vertically for when we're reading columns, and again we can move that left and right and also change the width of it. So really cool. It's very easy to do all of that stuff thanks to this joystick in the middle. And so if you do use line markers, I think this device really is very good in terms of those. Now the joystick can also be used for live panning, by which I mean when we're in the live magnification mode. If we zoom in here, Instead of moving the device itself left and right and up and down as we read, we can pan using this joystick. So just pushing the joystick to the right will scroll us over to the right, over to the left, scroll us to the left, and obviously up and down will scroll us up and down. And so that gives us, you know, some degree of movement without having to move the device. Now, it's a fairly limited degree of movement, so honestly, I don't know how useful that is. But the feature is there, and you know, if you want to try it out, then it's worthwhile. It won't pan across an entire 8.5 by 11, so you're still going to have to move the document itself. But smaller width of text, then you might be able to use that joystick and pan around to your heart's content. In addition to all the buttons we've looked at so far, there is a final button which is on the front surface of the control panel. And that one is the autofocus or focus lock. And again, you don't see these too much on portable devices, so this is kind of interesting. If we hit it once, now we've locked the focus, and if we hit it again, we've gone back to autofocus. The reason that you would lock the focus is if you want to write underneath here, you can lock the focus so that the device does not try to focus on your hand as you write underneath here. It stays focused on the page. But honestly, I don't know that you would want to write underneath here anyway, because you would have to kind of tilt the device and try and get your hand underneath there. It's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, you could, you know, probably sign a check or something like that, but not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So these, yeah, handhelds in general are not great for writing, with a couple of exceptions. So that's all of your basic functionality, covers all the bases. I do like the fact that you have all these dedicated buttons because it does make operation very simple and feels like a very nicely made device, and the screen's at a really good angle for comfortable viewing. Now we must talk about one other cool feature of the Clover 10, and that's the front-facing camera, which is found in the front center of the device. And that one is really designed for self-view. Or I guess you could hold things up to it as well, but I found the resolution isn't particularly great with the front-facing camera. Let's give it a try anyway. So there's a slider at the top left of the device, and that will allow us to switch cameras. So I'm going to slide the slider, give it a second here, and now we have switched to the front-facing camera, and we're looking at my face, and the microphone that I have recording my audio is just above me here. And this is kind of cool, but it's not a great angle for looking, if you are trying to look at your face, it's not a great angle for doing that. So you kind of need to tilt it a little bit more to get it at a better angle. And you can, of course, magnify still. There we go, zoom in. Oops, there we go. And yeah, you can take a picture and change the color and all of those other things. For some reason, I wear glasses, and for some reason, this camera does strange things to the way my glasses look, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it's quite fun. So anyway, that's the front-facing camera. Let's switch back to the rear-facing camera. We'll slide that slider on the top left of the device to the left, and we're back to the regular magnification mode.
Advanced features.
First of all, in the high contrast color mode, we can actually reduce the number of colors which are available from pressing this high contrast button. And by default, we would just cycle through all the colors, and sometimes we don't want to have to do that because it can be a pain. But we can kind of favorite particular color modes. And so for example, if I like white on black here, I'm going to hold down the color mode button, and after a few seconds I'll see a heart icon in the top left. That means that I favorited this color. And what will happen now is the color mode button will only give me this color, high contrast white on black, and its inverse, high contrast black on white. If I press it again, we go back to high contrast white on black. So it's locked off those other colors, which means that this button will just quickly cycle, you know, through my two kind of favorites there. And of course we have regular color with its own dedicated button on the far right. So that's a pretty nice feature. You can just set your favorite colors and then not worry about it. Some other of the advanced features, we have the ability to not only take a picture, as we've already seen, but also save it and then view it in a gallery. So first of all, we would take a picture using the button on the right side of the control panel, but instead of just pressing it, we would hold it down. Let's go ahead and give that a try. Holding down that button, I have to hold it for a few seconds, and then we get an icon. It's a green box with an arrow pointing into it, and that means that we've actually saved that image. Now in order to view it, we have to access the gallery, and to do that we hold down the regular color button on the far right of the control panel for about 3 seconds or so. That's going to take us through into the gallery. And there we go. So we are now at the gallery, and any pictures that we've saved are displayed here. Now you can only save 18 pictures, so it's not going to be your #1 device for taking pictures of things. But you can save 18 pictures, and once in the gallery we could use the joystick to move between the pictures. So left and right, up and down. When we want to view a picture full screen, we simply press the regular color mode button on the right of the control panel. That's going to open up the picture for us, and of course we can magnify it and use the joystick to pan around and everything like that. When we've finished viewing that picture, we can press the picture button on the right side of the control panel to go back out to the gallery. And if we want to delete the picture, we press the line marker button on the left side of the control panel. We will see a trash can icon appear above the picture that we have selected. Press the same button again, and now we've deleted it from the gallery. So that can be kind of nice if you've got important information you need to store. You can take some pictures of it and access those at any point. To exit the gallery here, hold down the regular color button on the right side of the control panel, and we're going to go back out to the live magnification mode, and there we go. So all of that works very nicely. Now we can also choose what lights are shining. So on the back there are 2 LEDs, and so we have one on the left side, one on the right side, and by default those are both going to be turned on, but we might not necessarily want them to be turned on, particularly if we're looking at self-lighted objects like a smartphone or something like that, because the lights can reflect off of the screen of the smartphone and actually make it harder to see. So we can luckily turn off those lights or change which ones are on. And so first of all, if we hold the power button on the top left side of the device and press the picture button, then it will turn off both of the lights. And so now both of the lights are turned off. Now actually, let's have a look. Yeah, so there we go. So it's kind of made it a lot harder to read this bit of paper that I was looking at because the lights aren't on anymore. But it does do a good job of compensating for that, which is quite surprising. Let's turn them back on again. Hold the power button and press the picture button. And now both of the lights have turned on. There are little icons that appear on the screen to let us know what's happening there. We can also turn one off. So we can turn the left one off, we can turn the right one off, independently of each other. To do that, hold down the power button and press the regular color button on the right side of the control panel. Oh no, sorry, that was the wrong thing to do. Let's try that again. Power button and the autofocus button is what we want here on the front of the control panel. There we go. So the first time I did it, it turned off the right light and left on the left light. Second time I did it, left on the right light, turned off the left light. And then the final time it just turned both of them back on again. So yeah, that's a nice feature to have. I don't know how often you would need to use it, but it's there, gives you a bit more flexibility. Now you might have heard then that we were hearing some beeps, and that's because when I held down the power button and incorrectly pressed the regular color button, what that does is actually turn on and off the noise that the machine makes. I had it turned off because I find it a little annoying, but if we have it turned on, it will do all sorts of beeps. Every time we press a button, it will beep. If we are panning with a joystick and we go as far as we can go in one direction or another, it will beep to let us know we can't go any further. There we go. Okay, so there we go. I found that this got a little bit annoying, and luckily you can turn it off, hold the power button, press the regular color button, and it turns off the beeps. But it is kind of nice having that indicator to let you know that you can't pan any further. I mean, you can kind of see it visually anyway, but when you turn on the sounds, you can't turn them on specifically for, just when you're panning or just when you're pressing the buttons. It just turns on all of the sounds, and it's a little bit much. Thanks a lot for watching this video on the Clover 10 handheld magnifier. I think it's pretty good. What do you all think? Go ahead and stick it in the comments, whatever you think about this handheld electronic magnifier. And if you did like the video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do release new videos every week. And if you've got questions about the Clover 10 or any other assistive technology devices, you can get in touch. You could call us at 414-615-0103. You could email infocus at vision-forward.org, and of course you can visit our website at vision-forward.org. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.